So I want to talk about your husband for a second
Okay.
and his involvement in helping the business aspect of your artwork take hold, because as we mentioned earlier, you got to sell it in order to actually be able to do something with it.
Got to keep it going. Yeah, this is true. He is great. He's my biggest cheerleader when I get a little down because of the economy. It's like, he's more the visionary, but he's also very grounded in the business and lets my right brain kind of be creative. Although it is definitely a partnership. I'm learning more and more about how to work with computers, and about a year ago learned the value of social networking and all of that. I don't have a Twitter account yet. That's probably, I don't know, that's probably not needed. But Facebook and LinkedIn and all of these things are helpful. So that's just part of it. We're learning.
And your husband kind of has helped introduce you to those things? Or he's kind of learning those things with you?
Well, he's really the computer tech of the family, yeah. So thank goodness for his skills.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, does he help with the marketing quite a bit? Is he kind of head that up so you can sort of stay a little more focused?
Right now, well, we're working with Pearl Printing in Portland for creating a line of giclée prints from some of my pieces. And he is taking that bit in his mouth and is focusing on marketing the prints, where I am probably still going to be more focused on painting my originals.
Right.
And that's, of course, that fuels what he does. So
that's a perfect match.
It is. It's working. Yeah.
Well, so how do you get your artwork out there besides your website, and where are some of the places it's at?
Okay. Well, right now I actually have a show down at Sun River Lodge outside of Bend. I have had a great relationship with an art consultant down there. Her name is Billy Turner. So that's a terrific venue. I show at the Art Center and Columbia Art Gallery in Hood River. Pearl, I mentioned, they now have a gallery, so I've had some work hang at Pearl Printing, and we'll see. I don't know. It's how fast I can produce work. That's a challenge. Yeah.
I'm sure that's got to be a challenge for any artist.
Yeah.
Well, how about the future? I know you had talked about, there's things that you feel. I mean, looking at your paintings, it's like, it looks pretty much like she's perfected it from my eyes. But you see the areas where you could improve and new things that maybe someday you want to add. Do you think you will move away from watercolors in any way, or what would be the areas you would want to focus on?
Gosh, I don't know. Right now, I think I'm staying put with this medium. I like to challenge myself by new subject material. That is always good. It makes me push my envelope. As far as different subject material, this spring we were at Eagle Creek, which is absolutely one of my favorite places, and we happened to see a harlequin duck. I don't know if you know what a harlequin is. Just it's not quite as fancy as like a wood duck, but it's a beautifully plumaged duck, and it's usually very secretive. It was hanging around. I think its mate was nesting somewhere, and so we got some great shots of that. That will be in the rushing water. This brightly colored bird will be a challenge, but I am looking forward to doing things like that. So different subject material, I think that'll push me. Yeah.
Do you have like a size that you've always thought, I want to do something of this massive size, or maybe you have?
Well, I've done some pretty big ones.
What's your biggest?
Framed up. Oh gosh, maybe 3 feet by 4 feet.
Oh really?
Yeah, or maybe bigger. I don't know. I want to say 40 by 60. I don't know if it's quite that big.
Okay.
It's on a size of paper called Double Elephant.
Oh, well, that sounds large.
Just big, yeah. So, and I can handle that. I guess you can go even larger than that, But right now I have an antique drafting table, and I can put a double elephant watercolor perfectly. It sits just on there. I have to move all my paints to another table, but I can work on that size. So that I do, it's fun. I don't get too many of those out a year, but I like working that scale.
When you do something of that scale, what kind of a time commitment are you looking at to finish it?
That's the one, that size is when we're talking a month, possibly 6 weeks. It depends on how elaborate the design is. And so that is...
That's quite a commitment.
That's
Is
the
that pretty much
stretch.
every day?
Well, pretty much, but the way I find what works best for my working is I'll work real intensively for like 2 hours and I got to take a break.
Yeah.
And so I'll go out and garden or something and just do something mindless and then go back another couple hours. So I would say it would be ideal if I could mentally clock in 8 hours a day, but I would say probably 4 to 5 hours is more. That's part of the reason it takes me a little longer to get these things out, but it works for me. Yeah.
Wow. What's your favorite type? Do you like doing the large scale? Do you like doing the small? Is there one that you prefer over the other?
Or the mid-range. I don't know. It seems like I would probably do what is called just a full size 22 by 30. It's more satisfying to pull off the big ones. And sometimes, oh my gosh, I finished one earlier this year that I felt like I was painting the great American novel. It was taking so long and I was almost sick of it. But once it was all done and everything and it gelled, I love it. So I guess I had the most fun with those. Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, Mary, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, well, this has been fun.
Well, good. Well, it was a pleasure getting to meet you in person.
You bet.
Best of luck to you with the continued success of your artwork.
Thanks so much.
All right. You guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it, as always. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Remember, take care of each other.
Do you have a guest idea? Let us know. Go to localite.com.